All right, welcome back to my channel. Good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. I hope all is well with you. We are back again on a video reaction. This hour, I want to present to you a post made by Mike Arnold. Yesterday, we discussed about it on while streaming live. Then after that, I have to go through that post, and I think it's worth sharing. So let's go through that. One of the things you need to understand is that this post centered on what happened during Nigerian Biafra genocidal war. All right, the involvement and the role that Middle Westerners played in that war. Most of the people, foot soldiers that presented themselves to fight Igbo people are actually that Middle Westerners and, of course, other tribes. But their involvement is second to none. Remember, the border between the north and the east is Middle Belt. Now, Kogi, for example, Kogi State. No, not Kogi State, Benue State, bordered with Nsukka. Few months ago, I've forgotten, there was a video that trended recently. One guy from Benue State bragging to one Igbo man, I think from Ebonyi State, reminding him how they fight Igbo people during that war, or before the war. Igbos coming from the north that escaped program on their way back home, getting to Benue State, they will stop them and behead them. This story is something you can fact check. I'm not telling you something that did not happen. It happened. So there's a man called Lafia, who also is a Christian, I think former CBN governor. He proposed in this recent age, although he's not no more, during the Buhari's regime. The man was saying that Christians need to be, due to what is going on now. The man foresaw this thing, that this thing is going to happen, that the way they will buy Christians, the way they're going about Christianity, the agenda, warrant Christians to start sitting at home. And he made this proposal when Igbos are sitting at home, and some are calling that as if that is a crime. How dare you to stay at home, this and that. Now, many of you know what happened. So the man was saying that Christians need to stay at home in protest of what Nigerian government and Fulani government have in store for them. So when the man raised that alarm and exposed a lot of things, they quietly, secretly remove him from the surface of the earth. The man died, and he's nowhere now. Now the thing is that so many people have gone because of that kind of thing. But I want you to understand that I'm not talking about it, the apology from them. Personally, as an Igbo man, is a new thing to me. I know nothing about Middle Westerner, apologizing of their involvement in the war, in that Nigerian genocidal war. So let's go through the post from Arnold. Okay, let's go through that. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you are new. It is very, very important that you do so. Please and please like the video and share it on many platforms of your choice. So here we go. This is a post made by Arnold. He said, the picture here says, the apology, Nigeria owns the Igbos. Middle Belt voice have spoken. Many Igbo don't know. Yes, Igbo. This is real, and it matters. In Igbo, we are on our knees, begging you to forgive us for the sins we have committed against you. You are our umunne. We are our umunna across the great river. We We swear we shall never stand against you again. All right. Let's go to from first line of the message to the end. I know why I read that picture, okay? Because sometimes we ignore the message, we focus on the write-up. But here we want to make sure we captured everything. Mike Arnold put this message on his S handle, aka Twitter. Yes, indeed, Igbo, this is real and it matters. And it is what the caliphate fears most. After more than 50 years, respected voices from Nigerian Middle Belt has publicly apologized to Igbo nation for the region's role in the 1967 to 1970 Biafra War. In May 2021, a group of Middle Belt intellectuals led by the late Dr. Obadiah Man Lafia, the man I just told you, released a powerful declaration. Ndi Igbo, we are on our knees, begging you to forgive us for the sins we have committed against you, against God, against humanity. Please forgive us, our monumental foes of yesterday. We foolishly served as the foot soldiers of the caliphate. You are our Umunna across the great river. We swear we shall never stand against you again. They openly admitted nearly a million middle belt lives were also lost, and that they had been deceived, and that they have been deceived into fighting their Igbo brothers and sisters. Earlier in 2020, the Middle Belt Youth Council issued a formal apology for the same reason. In October 2024, another Middle Belt youth group released a video repeating that they were deceived and asking for forgiveness. These are not government statements. They come from ordinary leaders, scholars, and youths who now reject these old lies that turned neighbors into enemies. The war took some 3 million lives, mostly Igbo children. The pain is still fresh for many, the scars deep. This is not everything, and some says it is not enough, but it is a genuine public act of remorse from the very people who fought on the other side. Many Igbo have never heard these words. Now you have. Healing can only begin when truth is spoken and heard. That is from Mike Arnold. Like I told you personally, this happened to be the first time I'm hearing this. I'm not going to lie. I don't know that anybody apologized. Neither do I know why they apologize. But the truth of the matter, I can only make meaning out of it based on my own belief. Not that I have verified or find anything or anybody, introduce anything to me. The thing is that I believe because of the ongoing killings going on, people being massacred, people being tortured and humiliated, villages being ransacked, people sent to IDP camp, and mothers lost their husband, fathers lost their wife and children, family lost their loved ones, and they have been left, with nothing. Some of them are struggling to even know where to start, and government is doing absolutely nothing. The more you complain, the more Fulanis, militias take over other communities. We have seen people now realizing that Mazokano has been right. And this is not something that is going to end anytime soon. It will continue, it's going to continue. Not that I'm praying that it will continue, but I'm telling you what is obtainable. Because nobody have what it takes to do anything about it, and the government of the day are the one funding and sponsoring it without even covering their secret. Because everybody can say that. Why must it be now? It has to, because in life, people learn in different ways, in different methodologies. Some learn by quietness, some learn by force, some learn by experience, and it seems like that experience is what is dealing with everybody in Nigeria as we speak. Yorubas are not talking and praising him as Namdekano, which is expected though. But this is a man they called for his head. This is a man they claim that he's looking for war. He's spreading hate and all that. You see, sometimes I wish that most of them that claim that Namdekano is spreading hate will experience the reason that Nigeria need to be divided, and then everybody will go on their separate way. With that separation of this nation that claim they are together in one country, you can never ever get it right. When we talk about separation, it does not mean that you hate anybody. What it actually means is that you are trying to save lives. Do you know the innocent people in Yoruba land, for example, just like every other region, that are losing their life on a daily basis? Now, we are no longer talking about people that being kidnapped and being beheaded. We are not talking about how many are there, of which region. Do you know that because the Fulanis are very, very smart when it comes to the jihad, and that is, I believe they got it from Arabian world. They were attacking one location. For that news not to spread, they will carry out another fresh one, meaning that people will not ignore the other one and focus on the fresh one. They will commit another one, and they're doing that simultaneously, without shading, without hiding, without fear of anything, because current concern after they will receive, what is meant for the prophet, the word of their prophet to come to fruition, and that is what people are not realizing. People like McAnod is not just a human being. To me, I see him as an angel in the human form. A man that is speaking the truth without hiding anything, without hoping to benefit anything. It is very rare to see. And that simply means that God is cares for his own people. You, in your only two way, what are you doing? Are you still doubting that, you are still hoping that P2B will somehow carry out a miracle? P2B want to disgrace Igbo people. As rotten as Nigeria is now, he wants to become Nigerian president. God forbid. Not that I hate him as an individual, but I actually understand the implication of his involvement in Nigerian politics and how they will use that to stain us, to drag us to this rotten egg that is smelling everywhere in the name of a country that can never ever exist because of the foundation, because of how they have governed it. When we talk about the separation, what it means is that people from different country, from different nations, from different parts of Nigeria need to avoid getting involved in this thing that is going to swallow you. It does not mean hate, not at all. It does not mean you hate them. It does not mean you don't like them. What it means is that you actually care for them. Everything Mas Makano said and warned is now playing as if it's a magic. Just think about it. I'm gonna end it here. Please make sure you like the video and let me know your own take. If the apology is genuinely real, will you accept it? Will you accept the apology? I'm just asking. Personally, yes, I will. As long as it's not gonna repeat itself, but that does not mean that I accept. It does not mean that I should, open myself for you to invade me in pretense that we are one. If you are one, you can join Nigeria, you can join Biafra. If you join Biafra, remember, it is confederation. Your region or your own, everybody on their own in one government, in one country. That is the best way to go because of the different ethnic background. Nobody is going to take or overshadow other ethnicity. Your language, your culture will remain. Maintain it in your region and know your boundary. Thank you so much, my people. And make sure you like the video. Let me know what you think. God bless you and bye-bye for now.